And for those of you in the back, there are a few seats up here and some on the fireplace. Well, welcome to our 2019 Tahoe-Truckee graduation ceremony. I'd like to begin by introducing our president, Willie Duncan.
Good morning. Welcome everyone. My job here is to welcome you today and just tell you how proud I am to be here at the Truckee campus and be here for your commencement ceremonies. It's always an honor to come here. I say this every year, but I always enjoy coming to this commencement because of the size. It's such a personal ceremony, and it's not an opportunity I get anywhere else to be able to participate in something like this, so it's quite nice, and I think it's perfect for the Truckee community and the Truckee campus. So I appreciate all the work that you, the graduates, have put into this process. I know it's never easy, and all of you have your own path and your own journey that you've gone through in order to come to this point. But congratulations to all of you on getting here and being able to walk across this stage today. And it's really a significant honor that you have achieved. And so you should be very, very proud of yourselves and the work that you've put in. And to the family and friends and faculty and staff that are here to support, congratulations to you too, because these things don't happen without your support and you being there for your loved one or your student or your friend to be able to succeed like this. So congratulations to all of you. I now want to introduce some of our trustees that are here with us today. If you don't know this, our trustees are elected officials, and their job is to set the policy and overall oversee the college. And so we do have 3 trustees here today. Our board chair, Mr. Bob Ramos, is here. Bob. Seated next to him is Bob Sinclair. And her name is not Bob. This is Carrie Dawson-Barton. So the one trustee that's absent today is, not the one, but one of the trustees that usually says a few words is the trustee from the Truckee area, the Tahoe-Truckee area, and that is Paul Bancroft. And unfortunately, Paul could not be here today. He had to travel for work, and it was a meeting he couldn't change. So he sent his regrets, but he also sent me a few words that he asked if I would read to you. So I'm going to read those now. Congratulations, graduates. Today you will leave here with diplomas, thinking about what you have gained as students at Sierra College. But remember, the college also gains from you. Each and every one of you gives a part of yourselves to the college during your time here. We will do our best with what you have given us to be a better learning community and a safer space for students' growth and evolution. But the deal is, you have to do the same as you move on to your next chapter. And whatever that may be, take with you what you have gained here: knowledge, relationships, growth, and personal awareness, and make your homes, communities, and countries better places. You have the opportunity to take what you have learned during your time at Sierra College and use those skills to build community and support one another and the people in your lives. And no matter what you do, as long as you center love, compassion, and empathy in your lives, you will find success. Congratulations, class of 2019. Very nice sentiments from Trustee Bancroft. So now please stand and join us for a stirring rendition of the Star Spangled Banner.
She's coming to Tahoe-Truckee here.
And she is stirring, if nothing else.
She is stirring.
Grammy Award winner.
Hold on.
Whitney Houston.
Thank you, President Duncan. For those of you who are standing, there is room on the stairs if you would like to find a spot to sit. There may also be a couple seats left over here. We could even kind of squish on here and fit maybe a couple more people. Is anyone still looking for a spot who really needs one? I'd like to invite y'all to come on in. Well, I'm Dr. Kim Bateman. I'm the dean here at the Tahoe-Truckee campus of Sierra College. And for my address today, I'm going to share with you a true story of a climber who took the impossible and made it possible. So if you could look up at the screen, this is the story of Tommy Caldwell. And it is a movie trailer, but it's a good 3-minute...
You see El Capitan for the first time, I mean, it takes your breath away. When you see El
Early in the
Capitan
morning,
for the first time,
there's this
I mean, it
one
takes your
panel
breath
of
away.
the wall that
Except I have now
illuminates
this
the morning.
twice.
There's this one panel of the wall
It
that
has never been climbed until Tommy Caldwell came along. Nobody had actually considered trying it.
It's like stepping off the edge of the earth.
I guess the question here is, why are you doing this?
I was this very fragile little kid.
He didn't crawl till he was over 2.
I think my dad felt the best way to prepare this kid for the world was to toughen him up a little bit. And so he took me on all the craziest climbing walls you could ever do, and he did it with a 6-year-old. By the time I was 14 or 15, there was climbs that I could do that my dad couldn't. Tommy became one of the best young climbers. And then he got invited to Kyrgyzstan to rock climb. And all of a sudden, we were hostages.
After being held captive for 6 days, 4 young Americans confront the ultimate choice: to kill or be killed.
He shaped their lives.
But he became a different person.
Ever since Kyrgyzstan, I just have this fire in me. This has always been my safe place, my way to deal with life. I was looking across at the Dawn Wall, the last unclimbed big swath of stone, and decided maybe that could be climbed. I needed a partner.
Gavin, he was one of the best in the world. It only up about 30 feet.
But everybody else thought I was crazy. At this point, I had no idea what I'm getting into. It's about to consume 6 years of my life.
This is a pipe dream, man. Come on.
Nothing left to do, just take a couple deep breaths.
If Tommy and Kevin can actually do this, it will be, come on, the most difficult climb ever done. And it's going to go on day after day.
Suddenly, the whole world was watching me. And one of them stuck. It was pretty clear that that was it. Maybe this climb really was impossible. We are capable of so much more than we could ever imagine.
Yes, we are capable of so much more than we can ever imagine. So I ask you in the audience, what is your dawn wall? And for the first 2 rows here, I know for many of you it has been your education. And I saw you look at that cliff in the beginning thinking, it's impossible. I know many of you have balanced families and working an average of over 35 hours a week with your requirements for class. But I've also seen you one by one find your footholds and go up and up and up this wall. Some of you had to rest a while, but you persevered, and along the way I saw you encounter many obstacles. Tommy Caldwell, his dad said, was born sickly and didn't crawl until he was 2 years old. Now many of you have felt different internal obstacles. Some of you have overcome addiction. Some of you have managed dyslexia. Others have overcome debilitating injuries. I know at least one of you had to face the demons of PTSD from a life-threatening car accident to be sitting in this chair today. For some of you, those internal obstacles were more like beliefs you had about yourself, like maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe I'm too old. or maybe I'm not smart enough for this. And learning how to silence those inner voices was part of your internal obstacle. Now, many of you, like Tommy Caldwell, have faced external obstacles as well. Now, hopefully none of you have been abducted by Kyrgyzstanian terrorists, but I know that you've also faced things like moving to a brand new country, learning a whole different language and culture. I know some of you have struggled a lot with money and financial security. I know there are many, many external obstacles, death of dear loved ones, being single parents, balancing caring for families with school. And then I also know that for many of you, passing math was kind of like being abducted by Kyrgyzstanian terrorists, right? Sorry, Renee, sorry, Jacqueline. And you did it, right? And still, like Tommy Caldwell, something inside you said, maybe that wall could be climbed. Maybe. And so he got his support systems together. And he had to answer a lot of questions about why he was doing this. And he even had to deal with people saying he was crazy. But what Tommy Caldwell did is he actually accessed what he called the fire within to persevere. And I have watched you in the first 2 rows do the same thing. You have accessed the fire within to persevere. And Tommy Caldwell prevailed. And today, you too have prevailed. You have climbed a sheer cliff of educational challenge. And you sit here today. And did you see Tommy Caldwell when he reached the top and he went, woo! And there was that moment? That's your moment right now. You get to rest in this place for a little while before you figure out how you are going to use your accomplishments to make an impact. But the next time you see a challenge, a wall that seems unscalable, when it seems impossible, I am hoping that you will look up and think, maybe that could be climbed. And I want you to do that knowing that we all in this room believe in you, and hopefully after your accomplishment today, you too will believe in you. Because the impossible is often possible. So thank you. That's my Dean's address. We're going to now move to the conferring of certificates, and I invite Accounting and Business Professor Kurt Heisinger to the stage.
Thank you, Kim. So I'm following Whitney Houston and Dr. Bateman. That's impossible. But I'm going to do it anyway. So it's an honor to be up here to be able to present the accounting certificates, and I want to invite the 3 of you to come up here, because this is for you. All 3? Yeah, the ones that are receiving the accounting certificates. Up here. Come up here. This is for them, not for me. So. The accounting certificate takes a lot of work. It requires taking a series of accounting classes. It requires taking several computer-related classes. It requires perseverance. It requires determination. All those qualities that are critical to succeeding. So I'm thrilled to be able to present. I say this every year. I love coming up here and doing this every year. It's the reward for all of us that work here to see all of you achieve what you have achieved. So join me in giving them a round of applause and congratulating them. Might as well give them something formal here. So Nicholas Jarrett. But stay up here. Yeah. Don't go anywhere. Vicente. And Molina. And I didn't say their full name, so I'm going to back up and do that. Molina Sanchez. Vicente Ortiz Cesares. And Nicholas Jarrett.
very pleased to introduce our student speaker. She was selected based on her extraordinarily high GPA, her record of academic excellence, and also her service to the Tahoe-Truckee campus of Sierra College. Please welcome Catherine Padmos.
To answer her question, math was my downfall. So, good morning, everyone. I am Catherine Padmos, and I want to say congratulations to each and every one of you. I also want to express my gratitude to Dr. Bateman for asking me to speak today. It is an honor to be up here. I can get the hang of this. In my last year attending Sierra College, I also worked in the library. I had the privilege of working under Maria Von der Raat as a math and English tutor, as well as helping with the daily tasks in the library. Because of my position, I was able to get to know the staff. Melissa at the front desk, Dr. Bateman, Christopher Old, and a plethora of professors who I was able to interact with on a daily basis, both inside and outside of the classroom. When I moved to Tahoe in 2016, I had already attended 2 community colleges, and Sierra would be my third. Moving from college to college was discouraging because starting over repeatedly meant I never became a part of the community. So when I started at the Tahoe-Truckee campus, I had no intention of getting to know my professors or peers because I assumed it was going to be the same here. I was wrong. The Tahoe-Truckee campus became a safe haven for me. One where I could study, grow, learn, and experience what it meant to be a part of a community that cares. My college education has been a long one simply because life had other plans for me after high school. After being given a third opportunity to restart my education, I was finally able to find my path. I'm going into my last year at the University of Nevada-Reno, and I'm in the process of applying to graduate school. This campus played a vital role in making that happen and has given me the perseverance I needed to complete my college education. Earning an associate's degree for many is a stepping stone to a 4-year university for those like myself. For others, it may be the last step they take in their college education. Regardless of the different paths each of us might take, the Tahoe-Truckee campus has given us the ability to walk out of these doors better people and students. This campus gave me work experience, my first college internship, friends, and most importantly, it gave me purpose. We have the privilege of living in a small town, filled with professors and faculty that go above and beyond what any student would expect. Dr. Bateman has cultivated an environment conducive to not just gaining an education, but gaining the skills needed to move on from this campus. She has created a culture that doesn't just care about checking boxes on a degree form, but actually cares about the student in the process. We have faculty who are willing to drive in snowstorms to ensure we get the help we need despite being a small campus. I remember a semester that was particularly difficult. I came down with the flu and pneumonia. I was forced to take off a few weeks of school and work. I was struggling with my class load and was starting to feel myself drown, both mentally and physically. If it hadn't been for Jacqueline Anderson and Renee Gottwade's steadfast encouragement and willingness to help catch me up in statistics when I came back, I would not have passed with such flying colors. Rather than feel guilty for not being able to tutor for a few weeks, Maria ensured I knew that taking time off was the best decision I could make. Derek Larson, whose class I had missed the most, told me, and I quote, "Don't die and become a flu statistic, take care of yourself." But what I remember most is the welcome I received when I returned to the campus a few weeks later. Carrie, who's sitting right over here, and if you don't know him, he takes care of everything in this building, came up to me with a smile, so happy to hear I was healthy again. We sat and talked right over there for 30 minutes about how glad he was that I was back and how he himself knew how both the flu and pneumonia could be while being a student. What took me by surprise was that anyone even noticed or cared that I was back. My professors understood, but more importantly, I felt that I mattered to a community for the first time. That is what this campus has done for me and so much more. I've never been good at letting people celebrate my accomplishments, much less celebrating them myself. In fact, if I'm being completely honest with you, I thought I'd never walk in a graduation. I didn't walk at my high school graduation, and I assumed it would be the same in college because before coming here, I hadn't realized that graduations are not just about us. Along the way, we have had friends, family, and faculty encourage and support us, sacrificing their time and energy to keep us focused. It would be unfair to not acknowledge the hard work we have all put in. So today, let someone celebrate you. Let someone tell you they're proud. Let someone shower you with praise. Because as much time and energy that we ourselves have sacrificed, we were not alone. Today is about allowing the people who have helped us through the difficult exams, the long hours of flashcards, and the constant stress of passing our classes, remind us of why we did any of this in the first place. This year, College Tahoe-Truckee campus gave each of us the foundation we needed to walk out these doors with confidence to face whatever lies next in our path. Be proud of what you have accomplished and know that no one achieves anything alone. My sincerest congratulations. Thank you.
We get to move to the conferring of awards, but before we do that, I do want to acknowledge some of the people in the room because my sense is that you would not be sitting in the seats you're in if the people behind you hadn't been there for you along the way. So first I'd like to acknowledge the Tahoe-Truckee staff. If I could have Carrie Coes, please stand up. Maria Vandera, please hold your applause to the end. Maria Vandera, Melissa Olson, who's probably out cooking our food right now. We've got Christopher Old, our counselor, who's going to assist me in just a moment. Bill Heisey, where is he? In the back. Those are some of our faculty, our core staff who take care of you every day. So I want to really acknowledge. And then we have quite a few of your faculty in the room. If I'm looking up behind you, they're still looking over your shoulder like an angel. I have Karen Terry, English, Christina Nemec, English. I've got Eve Quasnell, English, Derek Larson, Science, Jacqueline Anderson, Math, Renee Gottwig, Math. Do I have any other teachers down below that I'm not seeing here at the Tahoe-Truckee campus? Please give them a round of applause. I'd also like to acknowledge there's a whole infrastructure district-wide that helps take care of you, and you're unaware of all that they do. And most of those people are sitting right over here. These are our deans and VPs from the Rockland campus. So thank you so much. Obviously, our Board of Trustees and our presidents, we're very happy to have them here. But the people that I really want to acknowledge right now are your families. If you are a parent, a step-parent, a grandparent, and you are able to stand, please stand up right now. Of one of the graduates. Please stand, stay standing, please stay standing. If you are a sibling or another cousin, aunt, uncle, please stand. Any family member of one of the people here. Thank you. If you're a friend or a partner of one of the graduates here, please stand. Now I'm going to do a really weird thing. I don't know if this is going to work, but stay standing. I want you guys to stand up. I'm going to play a really cool song, and you guys get to kind of mingle for 1 minute. Go say thank you, shake hands, give hugs, and you can even sing if you want to sing, because this is a cool song. Go ahead. Go for it.
like how she killed us. She helped me do that, right? Yeah, in my house. She helped me
All right,
very much.
I'm gonna have you come back and find your seats. I know that's rough.
So 3. They had 3 cars.
You're missing half the documents. They took off. Smell the sausages out back.
So Cadillac. I breastfed him for 1 year.
Did that work or not? It worked? Okay. I'm a little worried about that one. There was one other person I was realizing I didn't acknowledge when we were talking about staff. Visante, can you please stand up? Visante is our bilingual tutor who tutors everything and is the reason a lot of these people are sitting right where they are today. So thank you so much. So we're about to start the conferring of awards. I want to let you know, though, that on the back of your diploma, when you receive it later, there's actually some invisible writing. And if you didn't bring lemon juice or you don't have it at home, I will tell you what it says. And it says, "There is a fire within you, and the world needs you." Now, the world doesn't always communicate very directly. So sometimes it shows up in the diamond glints of new fallen snow, even in May, or June, or July. Or the smell of pine needles after the rain, or ripe cherries, or that unbelievably cute person that you are thinking about or dating, or even maybe married to. And it tells you over and over again that there is a place for you and your gifts in the family of things. There is indeed a fire within, and the world needs you. And in case you forget that, you can come back and we will tell you that again. Okay? So let's do this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you one at a time. You're going to come up. You're going to hand me your card, and then I'm going to read it off, and you're going to go around and ask our counselor, Christopher Old, to come. He's going to be handing you your diploma. So let's do it. Let's have you come on up. And I'm going to have you stand right here and face the audience. Vanessa Alcarez, AA, Early Childhood Education. And let me read her thing and then we'll clap for her right after. Ready? Parenting and going to school have always gone hand in hand for Vanessa. The mother of 2 girls, she worked at Head Start, Truckee L, and started her own daycare. She wants to model kindness, a little sassiness, and a drive to achieve professionally for her daughters. She has overcome many obstacles to be walking across this stage, Math E among them. But her favorite Selena quote is, "Never give up because the impossible is always possible." Look, that was our theme today, the whole theme. Today is a proud moment for Vanessa and her family. So, that. So the other thing is you keep your card, you put it in your underwear drawer in case you forget. Move over. And come on up. Here we go. Musical chairs. Amelia Antrim Calderi, AS, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Emmy is a bee of the invisible. Whether it be her passion for geology, education, and or climate change, she uses her sensitivity to better our natural world and the humans and creatures who live here. She has studied birthing in Puerto Rico, learned to perform with aerial silks, and loves electronic music festivals. The word kadiwampo comes to mind. Does anyone know what that means? Have you seen that word? It means to go with extreme focus towards a vague destination. A lifelong learner, Emmy is making her own complex sweet honey from what she gathers. She hopes to eventually earn a PhD in geology, or maybe something else. Sydney Boshell Arnold, AA Psychology. Be the change you wish to see in the world is tattooed on Sydney's foot, but we can't see it today. This quote speaks to Sydney's belief that rising to challenges is her own responsibility. Sydney's parents divorced when she was young, and her father died when she was 10. Last year, she got into a life-threatening accident where her car slid off a 150-foot cliff on Highway 80 in a snowstorm. With the help of her spiritual angels, her grandparents and dad, and her living angels, her mom, siblings, and boyfriend, who are here today. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. She has overcome many obstacles to walk across this stage today. These difficulties gave Sydney the drive and compassion that will serve her well as she continues her education at UNR in psychology with a business minor. She hopes to one day pursue a law degree and specialize in family law. Nika Dance, AA Accounting. People have always said that Nika is cute. She is cute. But she is also the mother of 4 and a strong, independent woman who is forging her own path. Nika already earned a bachelor's in liberal arts at Sonoma State. She came to the U.S. and dedicated herself to learning English, even though it was challenging. More recently, Nika decided she wanted to pursue accounting. Returning to the classroom was at first overwhelming, and she thought, what am I doing here? All these kids are so sharp. But it has been a liberating experience. She is driven to continue and would like to earn a CPA or an MBA degree. Blake Driscoll, AS, Social and Behavioral Sciences, and AA in Applied Art and Design. Blake likes to take risks, whether it be jumping off of cliffs on a snowboard or defying the conventions of graphic design as a creative. Pocahontas is his 11th great-grandmother. Can you believe? And like her, he is easygoing and deeply aware of the interconnectivity of all systems, particularly the mountain water environment in which he lives, as well as the complex world of human relationships. Blake uses his third eye to be the creative force and CEO of North Tahoe Clothing Line, a company that he founded. He will continue his education at CSU Monterey Bay, studying visual, communication, and design, and we know he will continue to color outside the lines, enriching the world with his unique perspectives. Jennifer Gallagher, AS Accounting. Jennifer is a bold adventurer in travel, education, and relationships. After she earned her degree in kinesthesiology, she served as a trainer for a rugby team stationed in Australia and globe-trotted the world. Originally from Santa Cruz, the mountains called to her and she came to ski and never left. School has been hard work, as she has learned to manage dyslexia. She commented that everything takes her a really, really long time. But I don't know that that's true, because in the last year, she has earned her accounting degree, bought a house, adopted a Bernese mountain dog puppy, and become engaged. That's pretty amazing. Jennifer is a lifelong learner, and we wish her well on her continual expansions, both intellectually and interpersonally. Donna Michelle Matheny, AA Business Entrepreneurship. With a smile that lights up the world, go ahead, give it to him. See, look at that smile. Donna is a determined adventurer, an avid skier, hiker, and angler. She has caught wild salmon and halibut while fishing with her dad in Alaska. Is your dad here? Where is he? Hey, Dad. She loves animals and works for a veterinarian, but has found that grooming is a better way for her to help both animals and their people. With the support of her Sierra College classes and her faithful dog Rosie by her side, Danae feels confident to open up her own pet grooming business, so she'll be handing out cards at the end of the thing. She is thankful to her mother for teaching her independence and her father for modeling a strong work ethic. We wish her well in her next adventure. Micah Mead, AS Business.
That's my dad.
That's your dad. So Micah has 6 children. We had to put in a whole row for his family. There they are. Living the values of family, faith, and country, Micah is pleased to add the completion of his degree to his list of accomplishments. He's worked on this degree for 12 years while working full-time. He has served in the military in Kuwait and Iraq, and together with his wife is raising 6 children. Did we get a shout from the children in the top? Hello. He has also worked full-time at Mountain Hardware while going to school. Micah loves spending time with his family, camping, boating, and being in nature. He hopes his business degree will help him and his wife fulfill a lifelong dream of opening their own inn. Cynthia Mojica Santana, AS Allied Health. Cynthia came to Truckee in 7th grade and faced some big challenges, including adapting to a new culture and learning a different language. Quiet and persistent, she believes that it is important to finish things you start. She looks to her mother for her inspiration and is very connected to her 2 sisters. Cynthia works 40 hours a week and enjoys playing soccer and softball. She loves country music festivals and will continue towards her goal of transferring to study community health. Maria Elizabeth Montano, AS Social and Behavioral Sciences. Energetic and determined, Maria studied culinary arts in San Francisco, worked for Marriott, and owned her own restaurant on the Summit for 16 years. 2 years ago, she decided to close the restaurant and pursue her dream of working with people who suffer with mental illness. It was a bold move because as someone with dyslexia, academics were always challenging for her. She said, if the average student has to study for 2 hours, I have to study for 4. She is grateful for Maria, Jacqueline, and Vincente for getting her through math, and for her husband and 2 highly academic children. Are they here? Where are they?
Yes.
Yes, here they are, there they are. She loves asking her children to help with her studies and often hears, Mom, we are so proud of you, or Mom, why don't you understand that thing I explained to you twice already? She has been accepted to Sac State's social work program and says of her journey, I am always walking in the sunlight of the Spirit. Carolina Pacheco, AA Administration of Justice. Carolina looks to her parents as her inspiration. They are hardworking people who taught her the value of helping others. She began her studies at Sierra College when she was a freshman in high school and will continue at UNR in criminal justice and sociology. In addition to being fluent in Spanish and English, Carolina is learning Portuguese through a study abroad program in Brazil. For fun, she volunteers at the Boys and Girls Club and she plans to be a social worker. Vilma Salazar Rivas, AS Administration of Justice. Undaunted by the doubts of others, Vilma is the first in her family to earn a college degree and is successfully organizing her life around the values that are most meaningful to her, strengthening families, health, and being a nurturing presence in others' lives. Vilma works with pregnant moms and kids and believes in seeing herself and others with the soft eyes of non-judgment. She is learning to trust her own unfolding, and her faith is very important to her. Vilma is continuing her studies in child development at UNR and will eventually earn a master's degree. She also hopes to have one day have a family of her own, and she wants to thank her mentor, Lori Klatch, is she here? Klatch, and her mom. Thank you. Tanaya Maria Santitos Walter, A.S. Natural Science with honors. Like her spirit animal, the wolf, Tanaya is feisty, wildish, and driven to protect her pack. Together with her husband, Nick, is he here? Where is he? There he is. They are raising a beautiful boy named Beowulf. There's Beowulf, over in the corner. And being in connection to the rhythms of the natural world is important to both of them. Tanaya's fascination with the environment led her to take every class that Derek Larson offers, and she is transferring to Eastern Washington to study sustainable agriculture. She is also a practicing herbalist. Tanaya is inspired to keep walking the educational path because of the encouragement of her Aunt Lulu, and she is accompanied on this journey by the angel of her mother, who is very proud indeed, especially today. Riley Welsh, A.S. Natural Science. Riley is the quintessential mountain man. He loves skiing, hiking, biking, hanging out at the lake, and he has even been known to jump in it even in February. He credits his parents with giving him the freedom to explore the natural world, the limits of his body, as well as his intellectual curiosities. A compassionate and driven person, Riley found the right combination of discipline and intrigue in his EMT class. It has motivated him to continue his studies at CSU Monterey Bay to study kinesthesiology. Catherine, I forgot, sorry, we were out of order there. Don't want to miss you. Thank you for standing up. Catherine Padmos, AA Psychology. In addition to her success in the classroom, Catherine's skills, dedication, and confidence earned her a valued place in our community as a math English tutor, as well as a library assistant. She has already transferred to UNR, where she studies psychology and works in the Writing Center as a consultant and peer advisor. Catherine is inspired by her husband and enjoys hiking with him and their Jack Russell Riot. Her career interests include earning a doctorate in clinical psychology, and she and we fully believe she will succeed. So to end this ceremony, I'd like to do a short video. It's just a 2-minute video called Make an Impact, and I chose this because so many of these people in the front rows mentioned that service was an important part of them. Family, faith, service, big themes with this group. I'll try to open it only once.
When we're laying on our deathbed, you're not going to worry about how much money you had, how much power you had, how much prestige. You're going to see that that was all game, that was all an illusion. The only thing that's going to matter is the impact you have on other people's lives.
We are all on a separate journey. But the beautiful thing about our life here on this earth is at my funeral, they ain't going to talk about my success. They're going to talk about who Nick was, and how Nick lived, and how Nick loved and encouraged.
Success is incredibly important, but even more important than success, it's having an impact. It's knowing you haven't walked the planet in vain. It's knowing that because you've been here, you've blessed lives, you've developed people, and you have made the world a better place.
The effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is. Everything you gain in life will rot and fall apart, and all that will be left of you is what was in your heart.
Life is a mirror. And life gives us not what we want. Life gives us who we are.
When you were born, you cried while the world rejoiced. Live your life in such a way that when you die, the world cries while you rejoice.
So graduates, I invite you to access the fire within, make the impossible possible, and make an impact. I'd like to invite you to join us for our lunch from 11 to 12. We're going to stand one more time, and once you stand and face the audience, and we'll give you a big round of applause. And we're going to eat some food, we'll get this cleared out, and we'll get to our next event.